Hi, my name's Ruth. I'm here to do a talk with you for Global Link about life in the UK. We're going to be talking about consent. There'll be times when I'll be asking some questions for you to think about and answer. So when that happens, press the pause button, have a think, chat with anyone else who's there, and then start the video again. Because we're going to be talking about sexual matters, you may want to make sure that anybody who's in the room with you, you're comfortable that they are going to hear what it is we're talking about. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. Here we are. So, consent, what does it mean? It means to say yes. It means to give permission. Let's have some examples. If I go to the doctor, she might say, "Can I take your blood pressure?" She's asking for my consent. If I say, "Yes, fine," I'm giving my consent or giving permission. I might just smile and nod or roll up my sleeve. I'm giving consent. Another example. When a school are planning something special, like a visit to the park, they'll send a letter to parents asking if it's okay for their child to go. They're asking for the parents' consent or permission. The parents will have to sign a form to give consent. Why is consent so important? If you respect someone, you don't want to do something that will upset them. If you do something and the other person hasn't given consent, you may be breaking the law. Consent in sexual matters is very important. If you touch someone in a sexual way and they haven't consented, that is sexual assault and against the law. If you have sexual intercourse with someone who has not consented or can't consent because they're drunk or asleep, that is rape and against the law. So you are here now. You are going to have to learn the way that things are done in this country. And so we're going to have some proper examples now of situations where there might be a sexual element in the way you're interacting with someone. So to make sure that you're doing it in a way that isn't going to cause upset to the other person, that isn't going to lead to you actually breaking the law, have a think about these examples. Imagine if you buy someone a coffee, perhaps because you want to start a relationship with them, do they have to give you their phone number? Do they have to have coffee with you another time? Pause the video, have a think about the question, maybe talk about it to anybody else who's there. No, they don't have to if they don't want to. Another example. If you pay for someone to go to the cinema with you, do they have to let you kiss them? Do they have to go home with you after? Pause the video, think about the questions, talk to anybody else about them. No, they don't have to unless they want to. Imagine you go to a club and you see this young woman at the bar. She's wearing a short dress. She might smile at you. Is it okay to sit next to her and touch her leg? Pause the video, think about the question, talk to anybody else about it. No, It's not okay. So what if someone has been drinking alcohol? Does that mean that they're happy to have sex? What if they've had a lot to drink? Is it okay to have sex with them then? Pause the video, think about the questions, chat with someone else about them. They might be happy or they might not. You won't know unless you ask. But if they're too drunk to know what is happening, it's not okay to have sex. Another example. If you're married to someone, they agreed to have sex whenever you want when they got married, right? So they have to say yes. Pause the video. What do you think about those questions? No. Sex without consent is rape, even if you are married. So, what this means is, if someone doesn't say yes, they haven't given consent. If they say no, it means no, they haven't given consent. A person can change their mind about sex. They might say yes to start off with, and then say no. They don't give consent. A person can give consent for some sexual activity. Perhaps they want to kiss, but still say no to something else. And if a person is asleep, they can't say yes to sex. They can't give consent. If they've had sex with you before, the other person can still say no. You still need consent. If you're married, the other person can still say no. You still need consent. But this makes sex sound not very sexy. But it's better when you're both sure what you want. You don't have to ask in a formal way. You can say, would you like to, how about, do you like this? Shall I carry on? Is it okay if I? That's a way of asking for consent, for asking permission. All you need to do is find out if the other person wants to do it as well. Are they giving consent? So remember, whether you are a woman or a man or gay or straight or bisexual, consent and respect are important. Remember that and have fun.